Hi B Pharmacy students. Yes, I am here in front of you to discuss about the 10 marks very important questions in pharmaceutical analysis. See here, many students they are in doubt. Sir, I am writing everything, sir. In previous time I wrote everything, every question I had attended, sir. But what happened means my result was failed in pharmaceutical analysis. Then why your result fails? Why your result get fails? Means you are making a big mistake here. What's that big mistake? Inshallah I will clear in this video what you all are making the mistake, and from which mistake your score is bad and you are going into the failing condition. So that all problems we will solve in this video. So watch the video at last. See, in this video we will discuss today first 10 marks very important questions and tricks to write that 10 marks important questions. First question, see, define and classify determined errors with examples, methods of minimizing errors. See what questions I am telling you, you just practice that, it's enough for your examination. Here many students what they are doing means just they are defining and classifying these determinate errors, example, method of minimizing errors, enough. Here the condition for 10 marks is 5 pages. You have to write 5 pages compulsory, then only you will get 7 to 8 marks. If you wrote 3 pages or 2 pages means you will get 2 to 3 marks. So you are failing in the examination. See what methods you have to write means first you define that, and that definition of these errors is 6 lines. Don't direct just classify errors. First you write what are these errors, then you classify those errors. After classifying the errors, you explain what is determinate errors. 2 types of errors are there. One is systemic and one is non-systemic. Means determinate or non-determinate or determined. Then you have to classify this determined errors with example. This covers our one question. Then methods of minimizing errors, you have to write compulsory 8 methods, like raw material, to giving more importance in the purity of raw material while handling. These all you have to write minimum 8 points. First you write all those points, then you explain each in 3 to 4 lines. Clear? This clears your first question. If you write these all content what I had told no, then you will get 7 to 8 marks. Guarantee. I guarantee that, inshallah. Next question, classify acid-base titration. Explain the cunoid theory of indicator with example. See, first what you have to write means here, first you define what this acid-base titration. Then you classify those acid-base titrations. Like strong acid, strong base, weak acid, strong base, strong acid, weak base, weak acid, weak base. These all classification first you have to write. First write those all. After you go for explaining each one, you explain that with a graph, very important. Then you explain here cunoid theory. 2 theories are there, you know that. Cunoid theory you explain that cunoid theory, because cunoid theory of indicator. Next, define. Third question, write a note on solvent used in non-aqueous titration. Explain the preparation and sterilization of 0.1 normal perchloric acid and assay of ephedrine hydrochloride. See here, this is non-aqueous titration. Just directly, sometimes what they will ask means they will ask you write a note on non-aqueous titration in 10 marks, or they will ask write the solvents used in non-aqueous titration. You know that solvents, protic, aprotic, amphoteric, these all are the solvents. But first you have to write this what is non-aqueous titration. Then you classify those. Just classify, don't write, classify. After classification what you do, you write one by one. Like you classified protic, aprotic, amphoteric, then you take protic. You write about protic, give example. Then you write about aprotic, give example. Clear? After that, effects of solvent. Although they are not asked here effects of solvent, but you have to write the effects of solvent. Like temperature effects. What is the effect of solvent on temperature? Leveling effect. These 2 you have to write down. Then they ask a particular perchloric acid, standardization and preparation. Okay, once they will ask perchloric acid, in one question paper they had asked ephedrine hydrochloride. From these 2, one is fixed for your examination. Yes, now next one is our fourth question. What are different methods of expressing concentration? How will you prepare and analyze 250 ml of 0.1 normal potassium permanganate sodium hydroxide? See here, first you write those method, expressing concentration methods, and those method like normality, molarity, formality. These all you have to write. First name those all. After that you explain each one. Minimum you have to cover there 8 to 10 lines with example. Molality you give an example and formula. Okay. Then next one is channelization of KMNO4 and sodium hydroxide. See, these all you will get from the practical. In your practical record, what you wrote now, preparation of the perchloric acid and sodium hydroxide, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. If you write directly here that all preparation, procedure, standardization means you will get the marks. You don't worry about that. Same, what is in the practical, no, you write down here. Yes, they will give anyone. Either they will give KMNO4 or they will give sodium hydroxide. You can write anyone here. Next, with suitable example, define primary and secondary standard substance, ideal characteristics of primary standard. How will you prepare 250 ml of 0.5 normal HCl solution and standardize it? Very simple. First you write a primary what is, then you write what is about the secondary, then you have to give some of the ideal characteristics of the primary, minimum 6, then prepare and standardize what they have asked. Very simple. Then the seventh one is explain the theories of the neutralization indicators, note on mixed indicators. See here, just they have asked here theories of the neutralization indicators. See, major two theories are there. One is Ostwald theory and a Kunoid theory. Just we discussed Kunoid theory in our previous question. Here you have to explain Ostwald theory, Kunoid theory. Kunoid theory means very simple. What he says, the change of the color is due to the structure. You write that, you give some of the example. Then mixed indicators. These are the mixed indicators, two major theories of the mixed indicators. Yes, write a note on mixed indicators. Mixed indicator means indicators which are present in more than two quantities. More than two quantities means components. Components means, for an example, methylene blue, violet, saffronin. These all are the indicators. Methylene orange. These mixed indicators, more than two indicators are present means that is mixed to each other. Yes, our last question of the 10 marks is that is seventh question. Define and classify redox titration. Explain anyone in detail. See, why I had discussed this question means explain anyone. Many times they will ask KMNO4 means dichromometry or permagnometry or serimetry. So to clear all the doubts, you have to read all the 5 to 6 redox titrations. Iodometry, ID-metry, bromatometry, permagnometry, okay, serimetry. These 6 to 7. All the redox titrations you have to read that. Very easy, simple are they. What you have to do means first to define this, what is this redox titration. Then definition should be minimum 4 to 5 lines here. Then you classify that redox titration. First to classify, you write all the classifications. Then what you have to do means you write what they have asked first. For an example, they have asked about explain in detail about the serimetry. If they ask anyone, you explain anyone means you can write it down. Anyone you select and you can write, no issue there. But if they are compulsory, write in detail about the serimetry, redox titration. Then again what you have to do means you have to write the heading serimetry. Then first you write that principle of that serimetry titration. You will get in the PV publication book. Then you go for the reaction. Then you go for the advantages and disadvantages. These all aspects you have to follow. Now for 5 pages, by writing all these means only 4 pages are covered. 1 page is remaining. At that time what you have to do means you have to take one more. Which one you feels easy, like permagnometry, KMNO4. You have to take that KMNO4, write permagnometry, redox titration, you write principle of that, procedure, reaction. Okay, if possible, you write advantages and disadvantages. However, you have to complete the 5 pages. This is our protocol, that is our condition. 5 pages are very important. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, these are the very important 10 marks questions and also how to write those questions. Okay, I have given a brief introduction on that. You follow this technique, inshallah, definitely you will pass your next upcoming exam. So fourth sem students, those who are in fourth semester, no, you give more importance on the first semester and second semester. Otherwise, you will fail in year back. So my request to you all. Yes, in next video we will upload about the 5 marks important questions. If you are new to this channel, subscribe our channel at Pharmacy. Thank you.